Lucas, a successful 40-year-old CEO, has lived with the pain of losing his mother since he was a child. However, an encounter with a cleaning lady named Sophia sets in motion a series of events that will challenge everything he thought he knew about his past. Sitting alone in his office, Lucas' eyes welled with tears while holding an old photograph of his deceased mother. She had left this world when he was just a young boy, leaving a void in his heart that had never truly healed. A soft knock at the door brought Lucas back to reality. He quickly wiped away his tears and hid the photo in his desk drawer. As the CEO of the company, he couldn't afford to show any vulnerability, even if it was just to the cleaning staff. "Come in," he said, trying to compose himself. The door creaked open, and a woman named Sophia walked in. She looked to be around 60, her eyes carrying the weight of a lifetime's experiences, and her hair adorned with a crown of gray. She introduced herself as the new cleaning staff member assigned to his office. Lucas nodded politely, though he couldn't help but feel a strange familiarity in her presence. He couldn't shake the feeling that he had seen those bright blue eyes before, or perhaps in another time and place. Sophia started to work with quiet efficiency. Lucas tried to focus on the company's annual reports, but curiosity was very strong. He found himself launching glances at her, searching for answers to the questions that had gripped his heart. "Have we met before?" Lucas finally asked, unable to contain his curiosity any longer. Sophia looked at him with genuine confusion in her eyes and answered, "I don't think so. I don't recall ever meeting you." The answer only deepened Lucas' intrigue. He couldn't avoid the feeling that he had seen those eyes, that face, somewhere in his past. Yet Sophia seemed certain that they were only strangers. He returned to his work, hoping to distract himself, but his mind kept going back to the strange feeling he knew Sophia. As the hours passed, Lucas struggled to maintain his professional composure. He had never been one to believe in fate or cosmic connections, but something about Sophia's presence left him inexplicably connected to her. It was as if the universe was trying to tell him something, though he couldn't understand its message just yet. The days turned into weeks, and Lucas couldn't shake off the feeling that he had to unravel the enigma surrounding Sophia. And one day, oh my God, she looks just like my mum. Her eyes, her face, her smile, everything. One afternoon, as Sophia was tidying up his office, Lucas approached her with caution. "Sophia, I know this may sound strange, but I can't shake the feeling that I've seen you somewhere before. I just can't place it." Sophia paused, her eyes meeting his with a mix of curiosity and kindness. "I'm sorry, but I've lived a simple life, and I've never encountered someone like you before," she replied. Lucas's heart sank, disappointed that his efforts to unravel the mystery had led to a dead end. He thanked her and went back to his work, but his mind was a whirlwind of confusion and frustration. Despite his busy schedule, Lucas's thoughts kept drifting back to Sophia. He couldn't shake off the nagging suspicion that there was more to her than met the eye. Perhaps it was just wishful thinking, a desperate yearning for a connection he could never truly have. One evening, Lucas decided to visit his father, Robert, and his stepmother, Isabella. As he entered their home, he noticed how content and happy they seemed. Robert and Isabella had built a life together, and had always treated Lucas with love and care. Yet, in the deepest recesses of his heart, he longed for the mother he had lost. As the evening wore on, Lucas couldn't help but wonder how his father had moved on so easily after his mother's death. He had never seen his father shed a tear for Emily, and it left him feeling bitter and isolated. Lying on the couch that night, memories of his mother came flooding back. He remembered the moments they had shared, the warmth of her embrace, and her tender voice singing him to sleep. Tears streamed down his cheeks as he yearned for the impossible, to have his mother back in his life. And then, like a bolt of lightning, a realization struck him. Sophia, the cleaning lady, looked just like his mother, Emily. The resemblance was undeniable. He got up from the couch and hurriedly went through the family photo albums. There, on the walls of the living room, were images of his mother in her younger days. Lucas compared them to Sophia in his mind, and it was as though time had played a cruel trick, making them almost indistinguishable. The possibility that Sophia could be his mother seemed absurd, as Emily had passed away years ago, but he couldn't ignore the uncanny resemblance. What if she was alive all along? What if his father had lied to him about her tragic demise? The questions haunted him, and he couldn't wait to confront Sophia and ask her about her past. He needed to know the truth, even if it shattered his carefully constructed reality. The next morning, he anxiously waited in his office, staring at the clock as if each passing second was an eternity. When the knock came, he immediately knew it was Sophia. His heart raced as he called her inside and asked his assistant to leave. Sophia entered, and Lucas couldn't help but feel a mixture of fear and hope. Gathering his courage, he decided to share his suspicions with her. "Sophia, I know it might sound crazy, but you look remarkably like my mother, Emily. I can't shake off this feeling that there might be a connection between you two." Sophia's expression softened, and she looked into Lucas's eyes with a mix of emotions. "I have to be honest with you," she began. "I don't remember anything from my past. I woke up in a hospital bed with no recollection of who I am or where I come from. The nurses told me I was found near a hill, unconscious and barely alive." Lucas's heart skipped a beat, and he listened intently to her story. Her amnesia explained why she had no memory of their past encounters, but it also deepened the mystery. Could it be possible that Sophia was his mother, Emily, who had miraculously survived that fateful accident? As they delved deeper into their conversation, Lucas shared the story of his mother's tragic fall from a hill, and Sophia's eyes widened with surprise. The pieces of the puzzle seemed to fit, and yet the truth remained just out of reach. At that moment, they made a pact. They would seek answers together and unlock the secrets of their past. It was a journey that would not only bring them closer to the truth, but also to each other, forming a bond that transcended time and memory. Lucas had finally found the courage to confront his past and uncover the mysteries that had haunted him for so long. And as they set out on this extraordinary journey, neither of them could have foreseen the life-changing events that lay ahead. Lucas and Sophia embarked on a quest to uncover the truth about their intertwined pasts. They spent days searching for any clues that might shed light on Sophia's forgotten identity and the events that led to her near-fatal accident. Their journey took them to the hospital where Sophia was found. The hospital staff could only provide limited information, as Sophia's case had been handled by a different team, and many records from that time had been archived or misplaced. Lucas felt a wave of frustration, but he refused to give up. They visited the hill where Sophia had been discovered, hoping it might jog her memory or reveal some hidden connection to Emily's past. As they stood there, gazing at the landscape, Lucas could sense the weight of Sophia's emotions. She was searching for answers to questions she couldn't articulate, yearning to understand the missing pieces of her life. Throughout their investigation, Lucas's feelings for Sophia deepened. He admired her resilience and determination to find the truth, even in the face of such overwhelming odds. She became more than just a possible link to his mother. She became someone he cared deeply about. Their search led them to Emily's old friends and colleagues. They listened to stories of a vibrant and compassionate woman, a loving mother who had touched many lives. Yet none of them could provide concrete evidence that Sophia was indeed Emily. One evening, as they were sifting through old photographs, Sophia noticed a familiar ring on Emily's finger in one of the pictures. It was a unique design, a silver band adorned with a small sapphire. To their surprise, Sophia had the same ring in her possession. She had kept it all these years, even though she didn't know its significance. Could this be the missing link they were searching for? They took the ring to a jeweler who confirmed that it was a custom-made piece, a one-of-a-kind design that could not be replicated. The likelihood of someone else having the same ring was almost impossible. The discovery gave them a glimmer of hope, and they decided to undergo a more advanced DNA test. The results would take longer to process, but they were willing to wait. Lucas' heart beat faster with anticipation, and Sophia felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. While they waited for the DNA results, Sophia shared more about her life after waking up in the hospital. She had struggled to find a footing, working odd jobs to make ends meet and living in uncertainty. The kindness and warmth she had shown to others had always been reciprocated, but she couldn't find any connection to her past. As they spent more time together, Lucas and Sophia grew inseparable. They formed a deep bond, a friendship that felt like it had existed for a lifetime. Lucas confided in her about the void his mother's absence had left in his heart, and Sophia listened with understanding. Finally, the day of the DNA results arrived. With bated breath, they opened the envelope together, revealing the answer they had been searching for. The results confirmed what their hearts had already begun to believe. Sophia was indeed Emily, the long-lost mother who had been presumed dead. Emotions overwhelmed them both, and tears of joy streamed down their cheeks as they embraced. The truth they had sought for so long was finally in their hands, healing wounds they never thought could mend. Armed with the undeniable truth, Lucas confronted his father, Robert, demanding to know why he had lied about Emily's death. The painful confession came pouring out, fear, guilt, and misguided attempts to protect Lucas from the truth. Robert had believed Emily was gone, and in his grief, he had chosen to move forward with his life. As Sophia, now Emily, and Lucas confronted the past, the wounds of betrayal slowly began to heal. Forgiveness was not easy, but it was necessary for their newfound family to move forward. Emily's return brought a newfound sense of completeness to Lucas's life. They found solace in each other's presence, knowing that destiny had given them a second chance to be together. The family they had once mourned as lost was now reunited, stronger than ever. They laughed and cried together, cherishing every precious moment they had lost and every beautiful moment they were creating anew. Emily shared the story of her accident, the fall from the hill, the strangers who had saved her life, and the slow journey to recovery. But she couldn't recall what happened before that day, leaving some mysteries unsolved. With Sophia's return to her true identity as Emily, her life took on new meaning. The memories that had been locked away started to resurface, and her connection to Lucas became even more profound. Together, they vowed to fill the gaps in Emily's memory, embracing the love they had lost and found once again. As time passed, the bond between mother and son grew stronger. Emily's life was no longer filled with uncertainty. It was now a beautiful tapestry of love, family, and a future filled with endless possibilities. Their journey was a testament to the power of love and the unbreakable connection between a mother and her child. Lucas learned that sometimes the people we lose come back to us in the most unexpected ways, and life has a way of giving second chances when we need them the most. With Sophia's transformation into Emily, Lucas found his heart finally at peace. Together, they embraced the present and cherished the memories of their past, forging a future filled with love, forgiveness, and the enduring strength of family. As they stood on the hill where their story had begun, they knew that life's most remarkable chapters were often written with tears of sorrow and joy. And in the pages of their story, they found a happy ending that defied all odds. With the truth revealed and the wounds of the past starting to heal, Emily, Lucas, and Robert began the process of rebuilding their lives as reunited family. Emily's memories slowly returned, piece by piece, as she revisited familiar places and reconnected with old friends. Each memory brought a mix of emotions, joy for the moments she had treasured and sorrow for the years she had lost. Lucas stood by his mother's side, offering unwavering support and love. He was grateful for every moment they shared, cherishing the opportunity to create new memories together. As the days passed, Emily and Lucas filled the void of lost time with laughter, shared dreams, and the comfort of knowing they were not alone anymore. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, and they found strength in their shared journey of healing and rediscovery. Robert, once burdened by guilt, began to open his heart to the possibility of forgiveness. He realized that his decision to keep Emily's survival a secret had only caused more pain for himself and his son. With newfound courage, he sought redemption, hoping to rebuild the trust that had been shattered. The family attended counseling sessions together, where they learned to communicate openly and honestly. Emotions were raw, and the road to healing was not without its bumps, but they were committed to supporting one another through the process. With time, the family dynamic started to shift, and they found a new rhythm in their lives. Lucas divided his time between his father's home and Emily's place, wanting to be there for both of them. As the seasons changed, so did their hearts. Forgiveness became a foundation on which they built their new life together. They understood that the past couldn't be changed, but the future was theirs to shape. Lucas, now in his 40s, finally had the mother he had always longed for. He no longer felt like an orphan, for he had found his way back to the embrace of a love that had never truly left him. Emily, once a lost soul with no memory of her past, had reclaimed her identity and the life she thought she had lost forever. Her heart overflowed with gratitude for the chance to be a part of her son's life again. And Robert, once burdened by the weight of his mistakes, found redemption in the acceptance and forgiveness of his family. He vowed to make every moment count and to never let fear or guilt dictate his choices again. As the years passed, Emily, Lucas, and Robert forged a bond that transcended the pain of the past. Their love became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of forgiveness. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and this other story that may be appearing on the screen will most likely move you as well. Have a nice day, and see you in the next video.